We're back for another episode of D&J, little improvised version. We have a couple guests with us. I'm Josh.
In the record room, man, and I'm Dre.
And we got...
It's your boy Nino Fetti in this bitch.
Let's go with it then.
And the silent partner is Natalie. She's going to be chilling, observing, listening, sleeping, hanging out with Falco the cat.
We about to have a good time.
So Natalie is really a witch. Anybody even know?
We just found out, is related to Edgar Allan Poe.
And that's a true story, huh?
It's pretty fucking dope.
That is dope.
She's got people in her family with the last name Poe.
All my bitches is witches.
All my bitches is witches.
And with that, Chris gave me the second of the three books that I'll probably end up borrowing from him, The Art of Seduction. All his bitches are witches. I finished the 48 Laws of Power. Now I'm becoming a non-seducer in order to seduce. What else? So we hit the Poe, we hit that, and we were just talking about some hood classics.
Man, what we just talking about?
Belly, bro.
And we want to get back into that.
We turned these mics on because we were having a debate.
We was having
about,
a good job.
Not even a debate, but a discussion about the ending.
It's just some things you can't even say around niggas, so they just gonna automatically be like, you don't say that. Yep. You don't talk about belly.
Right.
But you know, it's just some things that ain't automatic. Everything ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying?
And what we were saying about it had a bad ending from what these guys say.
It's a little sacrilegious, but I agree with Chris, and Chris agrees with me.
Man, like I just said, it wasn't a good ending. It wasn't a good ending. We wanted him to keep being thugged out.
Yes. Alternatively, let's say there is a happy ending. Show it to us. Don't just end it with like DMX fucking crying in the dude's arms after they take the gun, and then Nas just goes, and we made it to Africa.
Yeah, like I feel like they was trying to make the movie.
Yeah.
I feel like they was trying to make the movie more deep than it was, when they should just accept the fact that it's a hood classic.
Yeah.
And it was ignorant. You know what I'm saying? It's a drug dealing movie. Now you're trying to make the movie about like redemption and shit, man. Like, come on, somebody head got to blow off at the end. That's what I'm saying.
The Jamaican dude, though.
Yeah,
but like we were saying
rest
about
in peace, that dude died this year, didn't he?
Did he really? The actor did? Wow.
He did. No, I think last year, this year. And that's another movie you got to check out. Josh Shot Us.
Yep.
You ain't heard about that?
Nope. I'll put that on my letterboxd right now.
Put it in your letterbox.
I think we might be being too hard on Belly. We got to remember that it's like an independent film. Hype Williams was a music video director. You know what I mean? I think Nas wrote it or whatever. It was probably their first.
Yeah, it was their first kind of move.
It's a classic. It just like, you know, it don't hurt to say it could have been done better when it comes to the ending. That's all.
Yeah.
Like we said about Menace to Society, though. That happened like you wanted it to happen, right? Because Kane, he went out in the same start, like the same shit that he was going in with.
It's funny, yeah. I was rooting for Kane. I was like, get out. Right. But like what we were saying earlier, like the Hood has at least in that movie, like with the Hughes brothers directing it, the Hood has a very like interesting or like kind of ironic way of coming back. Like he ended up beating up the cousin of his potential baby mama.
Right.
And then that guy ended up coming through with Uzis.
Hey, speaking of all this, so y'all guys don't be confused. This is Josh's first time seeing any of these classics.
No. Let's not get it twisted. This is my first time revisiting some of these as a grown man instead of watching them as a kid. We'll clear it up. I haven't seen Belly until, as of last night. I hadn't seen Paid in Full.
Okay.
Also another hood classic. I've seen Menace to Society, fragments in my memory, so it was great to rewatch that as like an adult. Like I've seen some of these movies. They came out? These are 90s, right?
Yeah,
early 2000s. I watched these in like 2005. I was like,
y'all know my boy Josh.
I'm not gonna age myself, but I was a kid.
I gotta put my boy Josh on this shit. Let my man have a good night.
He filled up my letterbox.
I think everybody.
You got to put me on some shit now, Josh.
Yeah.
All right.
I think everybody like love
Green Knight.
These movies for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? Like, they missing the whole point about the movies. I think the point of the movies is, like you said, it's always ending tragic or whatever. But it's because of like this movie is about karma.
Yeah,
it's a message.
And people gotta
fucking up.
But people don't look at that part and be like, that's why I like that movie. People be like, I liked Paid in Full because Cameron shot the nigga on the motorcycle, or you know what I'm saying, or Cameron shot the nigga in the ass and did the Dougie on the bitch. Like, no, you got to realize that they all got what was coming to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's what happens in real life.
Yeah, that's a great point.
They are good points in these movies.
Yeah, the karma thing is an important take. Like, it's not just popping wheelies, like you said, like what people cherry pick from it, and they're like, oh, that's so cool. It's like, no, these guys, it's a tragedy on purpose. Yep. Like this shit comes back and it catches you. Yeah, they're trying to show you. So another thing, Lorenz Tate in
Great
Power,
actor.
he's Tate. I just fucking made that. I mean, that's so obvious, but I just made that connection that they let him just be himself.
You go watch Dear Presidents tonight, right?
Oh yeah, I gotta rewatch that. Yeah.
He damn near
Frankie Lyman and Why Do Fools Fall in Love? That's a good movie. Like Lorenz Tate is definitely a seasoned vet. He don't even look that old no more, but boy is a seasoned vet when it comes to this shit.
He really hasn't aged. He looks the same. Like
and
watching
that's why
him
they
in
put
Power.
him in Power with the same name. They got his name, and they're like, we need to go take this nigga name from him. Call this nigga his last name, Tate.
You know, we were talking about Juice.
You didn't like Juice.
I did, but out of all the ones,
that movie was about more than Carmel. That movie was about. That shit was different. Like that movie was like when you talk about Shakespearean shit.
Yeah,
and that's
it's
what he
like,
brought up
be
earlier.
Careful about who you get a gun to. Like the most important part that stick out of Juice to me is when the nigga say, "Why we gotta listen to you?" And Pac said, "Cause I'm the nigga with the gun."
Yeah, bro.
Nigga, that shit was deep. That's why be careful who you get a gun to. It could be your best friend. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Like that shit was deep.
He ended up being a complete psycho.
Yeah, baby, you was psycho.
You know what?
Yeah.
Last time you called me crazy, I was like, but now
I am crazy.
And you know what else?
I don't give a fuck. Ooh. R.I.P. is Tupac, man. He was
big
great.
Dog.
Yeah.
Big dog.
Giant. When he died in that, it felt like The Crow to me. With Brandon Lee, like dying on set, like when he fell into the darkness and shit, it felt like kind of like sacrificial.
You got the juice, nah.
Man,
who was that? What you say? Who?
When Tupac falls in that movie,
and you said it reminded you who?
Here we go. Here's a white person movie for you to watch, The Crow, with Brandon Lee.
I saw that. That's not even a white person movie. That's like, oh no, it is. I'm not gonna say that. We record.
That's an Edgar Allan Poe movie, bro. What are you talking about?
That's an emo ass movie.
Yeah,
but
I'm about to say I'm a
Bruce Lee fan. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's why I like kung fu movies when I was.
Sound like some Shakespeare type shit.
It is for sure. It's some emo shit.
It's like almost like
Bruce
comic
Lee's
booky.
son. You know what I mean?
So Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
So there's there's all kinds of like conspiracy theories surrounding the Lees, right? Because he was releasing martial arts secrets to the West, and the Yakuza and like other Asiatic gangs were not having it. They were like, "Yo, you don't fucking show this shit to the West." So people think that there are some conspiracy theories around Bruce Lee's death and Brandon Lee, his son, who was an actor, and he. So listen to that. You're gonna love this.
They said
shit.
Bruce Lee got shot on the set, right?
No, Brandon
that was
Lee.
Brandon Lee,
his
son.
Yeah, bro.
So how the fuck did Bruce Lee die? Because I thought he the one that died like that.
Bruce Lee died on some bullshit too.
Yes,
he died on the set, right?
No.
What I got
He had a heart
misinformed.
attack or something.
I got misinformed. So it's his son.
So
that got
listen to
killed
this,
like
bro.
Yeah.
So the movie The Crow, without spoiling a bunch, is like about this dude who dies, right, and comes back from the dead and is basically avenging himself and like killing all these people. So in like one of the last scenes of the movie on the set, the prop gun was switched with a real gun, and he gets shot, and he's
so
fucking
I was
killed
misinformed.
in it.
I thought that was Bruce Lee's story, so that was his son.
But that could fall into the conspiracy of them trying to kill off his entire bloodline for releasing mixed martial arts to the West.
And that's some hating ass, hoe ass,
crazy ass shit
that they were doing like that.
So when
is it though, or is it about perception? Is Bruce Lee? Is the Yakuza some hoes because they killed him for telling their secret, or is Bruce Lee a hoe for telling their secrets? How do you feel? Because either way you rebrand it, no matter how much you may like that person, snitching is snitching. You know what I mean?
It's not snitching. He just teaching them another way to move.
That was the gang. That was on gang. You going over there and telling the ops how to operate.
Okay.
He's
you
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a different...
Man, when you put it that way...
It's all about perception.
I never thought about that.
This fucking weed is changing your brain as we're speaking. You're right. That's what it's
for. You know what I'm saying? So did Bruce Lee have that shit coming to him? Because he knew better. Because he knew better. No, you wasn't supposed to be telling...
When you put it like that, like if
you ain't supposed to be telling the white mans how we do our shit. They over here bombing us. You showing them how we do our karate.
You know what? Good point.
You know?
Good point. And he was like exploiting it for his own fame.
Exactly.
So to them, they're like...
Have y'all ever seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he really was an asshole that only cared about the cash.
Did you read that A24 fight on Facebook this morning.
Here, that's all I know.
Because they were talking about him, and some dude was like, he was misportrayed, and people were like, yeah, because you knew him personally,
Big
like
dog.
blah, 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 blah.
That's all I needed was one hit.
But it's funny you say that because like this dude had a grievance to air out via the film group we're all in
a lot
on
of people
Facebook.
was mad because
Of his
Tarantino
portrayal.
portrayed him like that. And Bruce Lee's daughter was like, "How you just gonna tell everybody that's how he was?" And he was just like, "Fuck y'all."
Yeah, he's like, this is
It's
a movie.
my movie.
Exactly.
I put Hitler in the movie. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He
No,
just-
it's a fictionalized.
It is.
It's yeah.
It did make him look like an asshole, and I'm kind of believing like the nigga wasn't Yoda. You know what I mean? He may have talked like Yoda, be like water.
like water.
You know what I mean? But he wasn't Yoda.
It was nice to see Brad Pitt kick his ass.
That shit was funny.
I thought it was funny as fuck. Tarantino movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Brad Pitt won.
Well,
Best
I
Supporting
got to get
Actor.
invested with this then.
You gave me all the hood classics.
All right, I'm
I mean, Chris, he's just the movie god. Like he is.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's talk about black movies then. Man.
I mean, we was already was.
We got you on.
Jump off that.
No, let's talk about the fucking Green Knight.
Oh, the Green
Green
Knight.
Knight.
About to
I ain't
educate
seen
you,
that.
man.
That's a newer movie, though,
You're gonna
right?
eat mushrooms and go see that movie with us.
Yeah,
That's the one that just came out, right?
David Lowry, A24.
What is
It's
it
the movie
about?
I was telling you about.
It's about a knight and his quest.
His
And how
Nightmare's
he
Quest.
fuck up everything on the way to his quest.
But it's not like what you, it's not like a
Adventure,
Knight's
huh?
Tale. Like it's not what you'd expect from like
It's
a
not
Knight
like
movie.
Dungeons and Dragons and shit.
It's fucking trippy and it's slow and it's psychological and,
And it's something you got to really sit down and you go enjoy. Huh?
yeah, it's something
Okay.
you smoke before, not drink before, and
I
you
like
go
the
watch
fact
and it's like
that
It's something that's going to grab your mind. Okay.
I like the fact that they didn't have Sir Gawain played as a blonde hair, blue eyed dude.
yeah,
that was cool.
Dave Patel, he did a
They
fantastic.
do a lot of
fucking
that
job.
type of stuff in movies, man.
I'm tired of the whitewashing is over, man. I'm tired
They
of
need to
seeing
stop that
movies about
bullshit.
King Ramses played by Nicolas Cage. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they need
Like,
to
I don't
quit
wanna
that
see
bullshit.
Or that fucking meme of like
Jared
high school
Leto-
textbooks
No,
about
they-
the Egyptians, and it's like some
Yeah.
fucking white dude wearing like a pharaoh's outfit.
Even what's that old movie about the Bible and shit? And they had white people playing in
Elizabeth
the Bible.
Taylor.
Ten Commandments.
The Ten
Elizabeth
Commandments.
Taylor was fucking.
I seen that
Cleopatra.
shit, and they had white people in it. Even they had a white person play Cleopatra.
Yeah.
all that shit, man.
But black
like you
cinema
said, that's where I'm getting
is-
this from because he said that whitewash shit.
Right.
Yeah,
And
black
that's some
cinema is
shit that
coming
they got to
back.
quit doing.
And you know what I'm starting
If
to
that's
notice?
what the movie like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Put black people. That's what the fuck it was made about.
I'm starting to notice that they starting to do it more and more, and a genre of movies that we not really be included in is horror movies. You ever notice how black dudes always die first in horror movies?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now we got Jordan Peele, where we are the lead.
Right.
Everything is us.
Yeah.
And we come out on top at the end. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. So I can't wait for Nope to come out.
Nope.
I think
Nope,
Keke
right?
Palmer is going to be in. I like Keke Palmer. She's sexy. as
Keke
hell.
Palmer.
If Keke
She
Palmer
is.
is
I
listening,
like her.
I would love to.
Is there a release date for that movie?
I don't know
or
yet. I don't know. I know it's coming up though. I know
Jordan
it's coming
Peele
up.
is, dude, he's amazing.
He do, man. He go all the fucking out, man. Like even on his show and shit, like that's what they do. But actually, they took that goddamn show from Dave Chappelle. Yeah, you know
Comedy
that.
Central needed a
They
black
took that show.
comedy
They like, we
sketch
want
show.
Dave Chappelle to do this type of shit. But Chappelle said, no, I won't do it. Now, I got into the Barack mix with Chappelle. on
I
that
like
one.
that.
But yeah, that boy, he left and went to Africa. They tried
Yeah,
to
I
get
was
that
gonna
boy
say, he
50
went to
million.
Africa.
He
Yeah.
said, you know what? They trying to put me on the dress.
I was just gonna say
And
that
do
he
shit
didn't
that I don't
wanna
wanna do.
Yeah.
So he left, and they gave it to Jordan Peele.
Yeah,
and
and
they took off with it. But you
Yeah,
know.
and the stand that Dave was taking was about black people having more say in Hollywood. So what Jordan is doing is good. We got a lot of shit. Even the Candyman. You know,
Oh,
the
yeah,
Eddie
that's a
Man
great
coming
point.
back out. I still ain't said that shit in the mirror. And I'm 30. You hear me?
Every kid
I
was scared
seen
of
that shit when I was
Candyman.
little. I'm like, you know what? I think this shit gonna happen if I do it. So to this day, I think something might happen. Even
Yeah,
if it's
yeah.
not him, it's something gonna happen.
Yeah,
This
you
shit like
need-
some wicked shit.
There's only one way to find out.
You need
I ain't trying it
niggas
out.
in the scary
I'm not about to
movies.
play about that
Yeah, you do
bullshit.
for
You
sure.
need niggas in scary movies because, like, think about it. You always see a ghost story, right? The ghost story is about somebody who died with a fucking grudge, right?
Yep.
You mean to tell me the only motherfucking people that died with grudges is white? You know how many niggas I know that died mad, boy? We had some Native American fucking ghosts.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Should be crazy.
That reminds me of like
Slaves and shit.
Poltergeist.
Yeah.
That movie where
We need
they're
black
building
ghosts, man.
with like Reagan during the Reagan era.
Only
They're
slave
building.
movie. I mean, damn. Well, ghost movie that I seen that got some shit like what you trying to say, Chris, is damn. What the fuck is that fucking movie, man? And I know you got to know what the fuck this shit is, Chris.
It's a slave movie with ghosts.
It wasn't no slave movie. It was like
I know what you're
Tales
talking
from
about.
the Hood.
Tales from the Hood. Yep, they
Man.
had that in there.
They had some
They
shit
had
like
that
what
in
you
there,
saying.
yeah.
With some
Yup.
motherfuckers coming back like we about
Tales from the Hood was great because that was like I'm saying like black people was always dying in horror movies and that was our only role. So
That nigga, they killed
They
them.
all went all out for Tales in the Hood. That when you was a kid, Tales in the Hood was scary as fuck.
Man, you gotta check that out. Then,
They had the
Josh.
gangbanger
Let's go
episode.
scary tonight.
The
Gangbanger episode was the best one.
'Cause They put him in jail with the Ku Klux Klan members. Boy, yeah,
Bro,
Tales
that's
from the
the
Hood
best
was great.
fucking goddamn.
when did this come out?
in like the
90s.
90s,
The
bro.
90s,
Like
yeah.
the shit that we
Movie,
talk-
series?
It's a
movie.
movies, but they
Tales
set
from
it
the
up
Hood.
So
like
uneducated.
they set it up like Tales from the Crypt.
Have you seen this, Natalie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we set
Look
it
at
up.
Nutty like, yeah, I've seen it.
I'm
Josh.
alone. I'm alone.
Tales from the Crypt is set up like Tales from the Hood. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. And
Yep.
they just take it like that, and it's like
Well, yeah,
three
Tales from the
mini
Crypt,
stories.
Josh. Tales from the
Yeah,
Crypt,
for
right?
sure. Yeah, I
So
figured that
that's
was the
kind of how
reference.
they did the movie,
Right.
But it's in a black persona way.
Yeah.
and then they told that hood story, and it set some shit off with me.
Yeah, I feel like there's another
Who
something.
was the
like
best
that.
black actor of the '90s? Do you think
The
best
best
black actor of
black-
the '90s? I'm
okay.
gonna say it's a toss up
Samuel.
between. You got Sam.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel.
My choice.
I don't know. I really got to think
you got,
about this, bro. 'Cause
Wesley
people always want to
Snipes.
say
Yeah, Wesley
Denzel
Snipes.
Washington
You got
and shit,
Denzel for sure. Because
Yeah.
Denzel was everybody.
Yeah.
but you got to
So you
think
got-
really about who was the best.
Lorenz Tate was doing shit.
Everybody was
great
going
too, bro.
crazy in the '90s, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
So it's
everybody.
kind of hard to just say who was the best.
Omar Epps.
Just
Omar
Right.
Epps.
you gotta pick one.
Rance
Pick two.
Tate, like Denzel. back
Morris
then.
Chestnut, Tay Diggs. Pick a nigga.
I'm,
Who was,
I can't,
who was
man.
the
I'm
top
going
dog?
Samuel L.
The
Jackson
top
for me.
dog in the '90s.
No, wait. You know who we
Okay, we
forgetting?
can go
You know
through-
who
we
the
can go-
GOAT
we
we
can go to-
forgetting?
We can do comedy.
Lawrence Fishburne, too.
Oh,
But you know who the GOAT is?
Who?
Will Smith.
Oh,
Ew.
easy.
Will Smith would do it all. He'll make you
Yeah.
laugh. He'll make you cry.
He one of the
He'll blow the
guys.
aliens up at the. You know, like he'll
And
do
then
all,
you know what?
all that.
Jamie
it might
Foxx
be
came
Will.
out doing shit
and
like
don't
that.
forget about Jamie. Jamie's probably the most underrated, most talented artist because that boy can play the piano. He can sing.
He dope, bro.
He can act. Like
Yep.
the nigga is good.
He
Yo.
dope than the motherfucker.
And
Will
the Jamie
Smith.
Foxx show was hilarious.
Will Smith at
It
Independence
was,
Day.
but Martin Lawrence shit was the coldest.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Will Smith, man. A lot of people
That's
didn't
a-
gave it
that's
to
a good choice.
because think about it, man.
So in the '90s, that's
When
what
you go
said.
to Denzel has really only been the same nigga in every movie.
Absolutely.
He's from the
Unless,
80s as
except
well.
for the Training Day, that was the only time he was a different
That's a
nigga.
great
in
But
every
you got to
too,
movie.
see,
man.
he actually the same guy in every movie.
Hey, but Will is too. But Will will make you cry, dog. Like you ever seen 7
Yeah.
Pounds?
He got a
Yeah.
movie coming out with Serena Williams, man, and the twins.
And that shit, I almost cried watching the previews. I'm like, oh, this shit would be it. Oh shit.
I wasn't about to cry, but shit, I'm like, this nigga doing a good job, like he
like
always do.
Yeah.
No, Will Smith is great.
He dope, man.
Samuel, just strictly the '90s.
Samuel
You're right about
Jackson,
Samuel
Denzel.
Jackson.
Samuel Jackson and everything.
Yeah, well, a lot of actors
Just like
are,
I
if you
said
think about
about
it.
Denzel, though.
Not
Yeah.
a lot, but there's like a category of actors who play themselves. Not play
Yeah, they
themselves,
just
but
really
they
playing
are
theyself.
them in the movie.
They so skilled at being themselves.
Yeah.
The fucking director's like, let's call this nigga to get in this movie. Let's see
Denzel
what
is
kind of
definitely one of
spin
them.
he put on this.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
why
when
they
you
the best
see-
at that shit.
When you see Samuel
Because
Jackson,
you can't
in the
just
movie,
call anybody and say, get in this shit. Let me see what you go do.
you just waiting on him to be like,
You feel me? That's like calling
Absolutely.
Wayne right now. Like, Wayne, come sit down with me and talk.
you know
What you gonna do,
You know
man?
what you gonna get.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And spit a verse while you sitting with us and tell me your best story in Hollywood. You hear me? Or when you was with the Hot Boys. You know them guys go just do what they do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when you talking to people like that and you put them in a movie, you know what they gonna do.
Yeah.
That's it. That's deep in the motherfucker.
They say Will Smith was supposed to be in the Matrix, but he turned it down.
Really?
Just think
What
of
was
how
supposed to be,
good the Matrix would be.
Who was
right
he
my
supposed to
man
play?
name?
Neo or
Lawrence.
Morpheus? He was supposed to
They-
play. Wait a minute.
No,
wait a
yeah,
minute.
he was supposed to be Neo.
Stop
He
for a
said-
supposed to
second.
be Morpheus,
He said
right?
the way they pitched it
Neo-
to him was weird.
So he's supposed to be Neo?
I'm sorry.
I never knew that.
Will Smith was confirmed supposed to be Neo in the Matrix.
But they gave
Holy
it to Jada
shit.
Pinkett was in it though, his wife.
Yeah, they gave both of them because he heard about it. If she heard about it, they both.
Did you know that?
You know,
I didn't know that.
I had no idea.
He turned it
dude.
down, man.
What did you tell me about Tupac and Menace to Society? He was cast as the Muslim dude, but he wanted to be Lorenz Tate's character.
Old dog.
And he got in a fight with the Hughes brothers on set, and was like, he had the police called on him. Did you know that?
Yep.
I did not know that.
He was also
dude.
supposed to be Baby Boy.
He was also supposed to be
Tyrese.
And that's another movie that you're supposed to be watching.
I got that written down.
Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, that was a true story, bro. He wanted to be.
He was. There's plenty videos of Tupac saying like "fuck the Hughes brothers" and shit.
Yeah, and that was about that movie though.
Yeah.
He wanted to be. They wanted him to be the Muslim guy.
And he was not about that.
No, I ain't with no motherfucking. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I'm the street nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was trying to tell him. Like, I ain't trying to be the nigga that's woke already.
Tate standing in the corner like this.
And that's what we getting back again from Denzel and them. Getting in movies. They just want to be themselves.
Sure.
So Tupac was like, I'm not that type of guy.
Right.
I don't know how to play that.
Yeah.
Let me play this grindy nigga. You know what I'm saying? This,
Can we all agree that,
like that
Ford 2 Doug has based his personality on Lorenz Tate's character out of Menace to Society?
Probably.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Probably.
His
so.
entire
Got the
look,
braids.
everything, bro.
Yep.
His moves.
I remember when that movie came out in the 90s, my cousin came home. He was like a teenager. I was younger. And he came home with those braids from the movie, and my grandma roasted his ass.
Really?
She said,
you trying to be a 10-year-old girl?
Look, baby, they just look terrible. They look terrible. Just take them out. Cut them out right
They
now.
definitely
just
some
look
funny
terrible.
looking braids, but they dope.
They
now
look
at his
terrible.
age.
And he ain't have enough hair to do the braids, so he had some weave in his shit. I ain't no tell nobody. I mean,
Oh
like,
man!
so his shit was just like looking fake too, and I'm just like, that's that. That was how much of an impact that movie had on people. Though.
Yeah.
Like, everybody was doing that
right.
shit.
It's like,
Oh,
back
that
to
shit's crazy.
It's just like when Allen Iverson was playing basketball.
That's why I
everybody
had the braids. I had braids
Everybody.
from 10 to 20. Cut them bitches off in 2019.
Yeah.
I mean 2009.
Yeah, I was gonna say 19. Damn, you kept it for
I was
a while.
19 when I cut them. Damn.
You know what though? One of you guys, I think both of you said it. Like with actors playing themselves, with all these movies we've been talking about, like Cameron, Nas, DMX, even Tupac wanting to play.
Man, I hope
Tate's
that
character.
ain't how Cameron really is, because that nigga was a
Dude.
bitch ass nigga. I was
Rico,
so mad.
oh my God.
Wait a minute. What?
Rico.
Was such a bitch.
Isn't he getting out of
Oh
prison
my
this year?
God.
He already
Like,
got out.
Yeah,
Elpo.
he's out.
The actual.
Elpo's
The
out.
actual guy that Cameron was playing, which is his real name,
He
is
did.
Elpo, is out.
Yeah.
He was fantastic in that role.
He
Did a
was.
good job.
You
He's
got
a
14
snake,
bricks in
bro.
the bag right there? I was in the
Ooh,
theaters when I
man.
saw that shit, and he did it. Everybody was like,
Yep.
everybody was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Grimy nigga, like
He
damn,
was
about
salivating
To, he
at
about
that
to knock
moment.
his dog off of some paper. You hear
Yep.
me? Like
He said it too, like,
Yeah.
once we get this nigga back, I'm going to give you the plug. We going to be on.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yep.
Whoa.
Boom. No, that's cold.
I wonder how his life went after that. I
In
want to hear
prison?
that story.
I'm sure Vlad will come out with an interview. Just,
I mean,
just
yeah,
give him a
that
little
nigga
bit.
Vlad
Vlad
he's
actually
still
said he
alive.
wanted to interview with him,
Of
but
course he did.
he been
But
kind of
Vlad
like
is the police, though.
Yeah.
they
I
say
know.
that about Vlad, but a lot of niggas. I like to watch T.K. Kirkland interviews with Vlad. You know what it is?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? T.K. T to the motherfucking K. You know what the fuck that is?
Yeah. What he be saying, though?
That nigga be like, shit, man. This nigga Vlad, man. He, you know, if you get on this show, he asks you what you go say before even. You know what I'm saying? He's saying like, okay, I'm gonna ask you this question.
Oh, he lets them
It's
know
up
the
to
questions
you if you
before.
want to answer it.
So you're saying that
So TK, he going along with this shit. He like shit. So when you come on this nigga's show, I fuck with Vlad. This is what TK saying. I don't even want to get. I can't even really explain.
Yeah.
No,
if you
situation
like
with Vlad,
Vlad,
but
you like him. If you don't, you don't.
I
Like,
wouldn't
he's
just call
a-
the nigga the police though, because he
I
right
mean,
though. Like if you
he
get on
asks.
somebody's show and they ask you a question, you don't got to be like shit.
No, you don't. But he
You
can
feel
also
me?
be
Yeah.
deceptive in his formatting of his own show. Like,
I mean,
hey, I'm gonna
that's
get this
big
guy a
dog
little.
talk, but-
you know, maybe I'm gonna get him a little buzzed up. Maybe I'm gonna record for
I
3
think
hours.
He knows that
he
the
knows what he's
cops is
doing.
watching his
He
show.
knows what he's doing, bro. Okay, let me say this: if you're talking,
because if he really doing that, that's fucking.
I mean, he
crazy.
he
That's what
talks about
everybody's
open
saying.
cases,
I've
dude.
seen a couple videos where people was like, "Why did you ask me this?
Yeah.
I told you not to ask me
Yeah,
this."
or
Like,
I told you not to put this out.
yeah, like
I
what the
asked
fuck
you
is
not to
this?
put this part of the interview out. Like he has
Too many
He has
of those.
countless of numbers of people who are just like, Yo,
no, so he
Vlad.
on that bitch risking his life then.
I don't know. He's probably...
He risking his life. If he ready to snitch, bro, he risking his life.
Well, the police
he don't give a
got
fuck about dying.
I don't
he
know
like,
if
I'm
he's
gonna be a rich snitch, huh? That's what he's saying.
I think what we're saying is that the format of his show is snitching. Not that he is an actual informant.
Yeah.
It's that
I know
the
what
way
y'all
he
saying though,
structures
but you
it.
gotta understand, he gotta be thinking like that. Like,
I mean, he's
Man.
definitely heard he's absolutely heard that before. You know,
y'all
but
playing with me.
But also he interviews like actual mobsters and mafia guys, like stuff that, you know, they've already done. They're not actively doing. And then they tell stories. And I mean, like, here's the thing. Vlad sometimes is like so interesting you can't look away. If you're talking about open cases, bro, that's fucking snitching in and of itself, in a way.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be
Like,
doing
you
that
should
shit.
not be doing that.
Exactly. So
Bah.
you don't talk about no shit like that on air.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it. Rico.
Rico.
This has been a movie review, 20-minute episode through a joint. We're going to interview Chris again. Nino Fetti. He's got some music. He's got some new ventures going on in his life. So we're going to get like, maybe in a couple weeks, maybe a week or so, we're going to get a full hour-long interview about him, his life, his projects. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, this has been dope. I'm glad we got to salvage something today. So,
All right, bet.
peace.